Subscribe Squad, this is another day, it's another dollar, and it's time for another freaking interview. Today, we're going to interview one of the homies. He's got bars, he's got skills. You know him as Samad Savage. Say hello to the people, Samad.
It's good with it. You already know what it is. It's your boy Samad Savage here with, somebody that I once saw viral on Twitter and immediately, I don't know if you know the story, but I immediately reached out to your manager for a feature. And I couldn't even get up to the price at the time. So like it's crazy, being able to talk to you face to face right now.
I mean, look, everything comes full circle. You know what I'm saying? Like, for a reason. And God's timing is always better than our timing. So I'm glad we get to hang out and chat. So I always, start with this question, like, when did you fall in love with music?
It's a funny thing. I don't think I'm even able to tell the story of that moment, but my mom told me the story. She just said that I always had an ear for music. I always played with instruments. Whenever I went over somebody's house and they had a piano, I would gravitate towards that, although I still don't know how to fully play the piano. But she said I was in her car at like 2 years old and a Tupac record was playing. And she had the Tupac record on CD, but it was on the radio. And she said at the age of 2, I was like calling her saying, "Mom, there's something wrong with this version of the song," because I didn't hear the curses. So, so she said ever since I was 2 years old, I like noticed stuff in music that most kids wouldn't.
Wow, you knew something was off, but you didn't know what was off. It was just, you know what I'm saying. You know it was curse words, but you knew it was something. That's funny.
Yeah, no, I knew not to say the words I was missing.
I'm weak. So, at what point did you go from all right, I'm in love with music to now I want to make music, and then also at what point did you go from making music? Because some people it just starts off as a hobby to this is what I want to do for my career.
Well, I started producing when I was 8 years old. My auntie, I think Auntie Halima had brought this program, FL Studios. I think it was like FL Studios 6 back then. That was FL Studios 20. But she brought that to my older brother Aziz, and I had went over there to my father's house occasionally. I wasn't living with my father at the time, and he showed me that program. And then after that, they couldn't get any of my time whenever I came over there. I was just stuck on FL Studios trying to figure out how to make beats. And then when I was 10, I started writing. Well, that's when I wrote my first rap. I wasn't really writing. But after a while, I was like, damn, I know my beats trash and none of y'all gonna rap on it, so I'm gonna just rap on my own beats. So I started getting like better. I like to say that my rap career started when I was 17. That's when I got my first mixtape, and I'm 24 now.
Okay, we've been doing it for a minute. Millennial gang.
Yeah.
So most recently, you were on one of the YouTube ciphers. So, tell everybody about your experience. How has your career been affected after?
Honestly, things been going through the roof since. I've had about I think exactly 15,000 followers on Instagram at least, and 4,000 subscribers on YouTube. Then after Chris hooked your boy up and put me on not only one but 2 different ciphers, the Poppin' Cipher and then the YouTube cipher, I'm at 18,000 subscribers now. 18,000 followers on Instagram now, and I think 30,000 subscribers now on YouTube. So it definitely brought a lot of attention to me. I utilized that opportunity when he dropped the cipher initially to release my latest single, because I knew a lot of people were paying attention, and it's been going straight up. Thank God.
That's good. That's a blessing. I'm happy to hear that. And today's time, we got a lot going on. We're in the middle of a pandemic. We've also had several weeks of protests against the deaths of George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and the list is endless, as you know. Talk about how everything has affected you being a person of color. And then also, do you feel like it's influencing your music in the future?
Well, I've kind of always had a political side of myself. Even back to, I would say the first political song that I made in reference to something like that was when Trayvon Martin and Mike Brown had, been murdered. And since then, I've always paid attention to that world. I've always tried to go to protests and whatnot. So this is kind of like been where I've been at mentally already. So it hasn't taken a negative toll on me as most people would expect it, because I find a way to put it into my music. In fact, I had released a song, I think a week after the thing happened with George Floyd, and dedicated all of the money that goes to that song, streaming wise and whatnot, to be sent to his family, and to match that with Breonna Taylor's family. So it's affecting me, but I'm trying to find ways to spread awareness and talk to people, and be better about it, make some light out of all of this darkness. And then that's when the sun came in. That was crazy.
Right? Dun, dun, dun. Oh my gosh, I think my dog just hopped on top of my couch. Sage. Bro, it's wild out here. It's so wild. Okay. Like literally. That was the first time that ever happened. She's a puppy. Okay. Yay. I'm so weak. Okay, so where are you at right now? Like, we cannot ignore the fact that you're like in the middle of some place.
Honestly, I'm at Atlantic City, and it's funny. In New Jersey, I had thought about not going because I knew that I had this interview coming up, and then I was like, it's a Zoom call, so I have my AirPods and whatnot. This is about to be an interesting interview.
No, like, I love this. This is what, like, part of me doing these on the channel, it's been so cool, because I feel like it's even more personal, because it's like we're in some place where you're at, and it's like it just feels like a hangout type of vibe. And that's like, and then it's just like, okay, random, he's at Atlantic City, like, okay, not only do we get to hear from him, but we get to look at something in the background too. That's crazy.
Yeah, most definitely.
That's wild. So what's next for you? What do you got coming up?
By the way, I'm just letting you know, I'm about to put on a face mask because I'm walking into a restaurant, and the face mask is super political and whatnot. So I didn't want you to think I just put that on for no reason. But what was that last question?
I find it. Let's talk about this though. I find it to be interesting how wearing a face mask. Oh, you mean which on your face mask? But like,
yeah.
I find that it's actually a segue, because we were just talking about this. But I find it to be very interesting how, the pandemic is affecting different people in different areas. Like, I'm in California, and so for a while it was like really shut down. I'm in SoCal, and it was like really shut down, and now things are like really, it's like almost like California said, F it, we're not in a pandemic anymore, and everybody's everywhere. Like, mind you, where I'm at, people still wear masks when they go inside and stuff like that, so like they're somewhat mindful and like of social distancing, but at the same time, there's places where people are really at the beach just acting a fool. Like, people been in clubs, people been throwing parties. I'm like,
yeah, Florida been wilding out.
Like, yeah, Florida is on they on some next level stuff. Like, So what is it like out there where you're at right now?
Honestly, people have been wilding out, but not as crazy as Florida. But people have been doing parties and whatnot. Nobody's wearing masks here. It's really just the businesses that's upholding the policy. I'm sorry, am I not coming in through clear enough?
No, I hear you. I hear you.
Okay, cool.
It's just interesting. I just find it to be interesting. I also feel like I feel like the election coming up is really going to be affected by this pandemic. Like, how many people are going to turn out to vote. I personally feel like, and here's the thing, right? So we're going to go there, right? Why can't we have vote in mail? Like, you know what I'm saying? We can magically vote for our census. We could do but certain states don't have it. We have it in California. We can vote by mail in California. Yeah, like, well, let's just put it this, quote unquote, the liberal states, the more liberal states have it. The states that tend to go blue have it, but states that tend to go red, majority of them don't have vote by mail. So they're trying to make it a universal thing, and I think it should be a universal thing.
Well, I mean, I think it may be more in our favor if the red states don't have that, but I don't know. That's political.
See, I don't know either though, because they're like saying they don't even think it's real. They haven't been doing mass social distancing anything from the beginning. So I don't think it's gonna slow them down from voting in the first place. Like if they didn't even quarantine. My whole thing is this: whether you believe in it or not, like, what is it to you to be mindful of other people? You know what I'm saying? To wear a mask, you know what I'm saying, in certain situations where you're around other people. Like,
I mean, it's not just health; it's also mental health. If somebody feels like they may catch a disease, like for the sake of this other people's calmness, could you please, follow through with what everybody else is doing,
It's just, is it that big of a deal? But here's the thing, right? So let's tap into that. It's crazy how, yeah, like, I'm not too far of where in Orange County, there was literally entire protest about wearing masks at the beach. And magically, no police showed up there, right? But when it's time to protest for Black Lives Matter, when it's time to protest the deaths of George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery and Breonna Taylor, we get SWAT team, riot police, smoke guns. Like, so it's just a-okay to risk everybody else's health. But when it's time to protest, peacefully protest, we might add, somebody else, it's a whole situation. So I find that to be just like really double-sided. But then again, this is America, so what do we expect?
But I mean, we also got the Celtics, and we got to see that with Philadelphia after the Eagles won the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah,
there was mad people out there rioting, destroying businesses over a Super Bowl game, and the police didn't really interact with them until the morning after.
I'm like, so we just picking audiences, huh? Like, we really just picking. I mean, but then again, this is America, so are we really that shocked about what's going on? I find it to be just kind of like wild and interesting. Okay, so let's talk about, like, we talked about the YouTube cyber. Do you feel like that's been one of the biggest moments in your career thus far, or what would be another big moment that you had that you want to share?
I mean, I personally feel like I'm having a big moment right now because there's not people hitting me up saying like, yo, I heard you in the cipher anymore. Now more so people are just showing each other my latest single. Like, I just got to 300,000 streams on it, and it just seems to be now like people just sharing the music, and it's happening so organically. So I would say right now is one of my biggest moments because I never had a song grow this fast. Of course, it had the great foundation, but it just seems to be like continuously going up, and I'm trying to find ways to keep it going.
Well, good. I'm excited for you. Definitely. What's next for you? You got an album? What should we expect for the rest of the year?
I actually have I have an album that I'm working on. I have an EP that I should be finishing up with another artist named Jay. And for the album that's coming after that, though, I definitely am going to need a Scribe feature. Hopefully, I can afford it this time.
Man, we not even gonna do no prices on that. You got my number. You could just hit me directly, and you gonna get that for the free. So
I was saying that with following up with, and I also have I don't know exactly what song yet, but hopefully I'm going to be on a Scribe song too. So that's another big moment in my career I'm looking for.
We're definitely gonna make that happen. Y'all know I do what I say I'm gonna do. We're gonna get a Samad Scribe song going. That is going to happen. I was actually just talking to a few other people about, I think I'm gonna end up doing like a collab album, in the sense of like every single song is gonna be collaborations with other artists. So I would like to have you on that. I think that would be super duper dope.
Honestly, don't hate me for this, but that's like the concept of my next album.
Oh, it is? Oh, well, damn, I'm still an album concept. Well, hell, you get different people on it then. No.
It's gonna be a lot of different people from the YouTube community, people from Jersey and stuff, and people that I just met along the way. So, and I'm sure it's gonna be the same for you. And collaboration and connecting is such a good thing, not only for artists to do, but for people to do right now when we kind of can't meet up in the studios and stuff like that. We got to stay connected one way or another, and music is the way.
I agree. I totally agree. All right, well, before we go, shout out your social media so everybody can follow you.
Okay, y'all can follow me on Instagram. Hold on. I just wanted to say this with my mouth out. Pause. Y'all can follow me on Instagram and YouTube and on Google. Just go to Google and look up Samad Savage. As you can, I was going to spell it out. You can probably see it in the title. So thank y'all very much for watching me. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all.
Thank you. There you have it. You know what I'm saying? The boy Samad Savage. Make sure you guys check him out on YouTube, all his social media. Follow him, support him, and look forward to a song that we will be doing in the future. I'll see you guys next time.